I call this meeting to order and I'll do the roll call here. Kevin is not here. I'm here. Margaret?
Here.
Kelsey is, there's there too. There's Kelsey.
That's kind of.
And is not here. Terry? Here. Emily? Well. excuse
Yeah, we know Emily's here.
I'm here.
me. Tim?
Here.
And Stacy?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes as submitted?
So moved.
Tim moves, is there a second? Stacy seconds, any discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Okay, citizens' comments.
Nobody online and nobody in the room.
The only thing I have to report is that, Anna, who's not here, said to, be looking for a sign-up sheet for, Residence Academy. She'll send it to us, soon. And, it's my hope that we each could sign up for 2. So if you look at sort of think, if you can target 2 to go to, that would be a big help on that. And, you know, it's really easy. They're easy to do, you know, show up, greet people, and sort of help with any logistics that come up. So if you could watch for that sign up sheet coming out shortly. All right, Commission.
Hello all. So, couple things to report. One, we're getting ready to go into budget time, which budget workshops begin in November. And this is when we obviously think about how we're going to spend your tax dollars to keep the township running and whatever other aspirations we may have. So there will be 3 or 4 workshops. They're all advertised publicly and you're welcome to come to any of them that you would like. They're long, they're interesting. The other issue that has been, I missed our last commission meeting because I was at a MRTSA meeting. But the big issue that seems to be coming up more and more is maintenance issues around buildings and properties. We have some properties throughout Mount Lebanon where occasionally we have absentee landlords or people not living there, vacant, and the weeds grow up and the rats show up. And so that's an issue of how to deal with that. And we don't have very many tools. The tool we have really is Hillary Wheatley from Magistrate's Office, and her only tool really is to find people. So we've been talking about that and also maintenance issues for property on Washington Road. There's one property in particular where it was kind of like mice to cheese. Teenagers discovered that they could break into it and it was vacant, and they did, and it was dangerous. So we stopped it right away, but we've since fined the landlord. Several have gone through the court to find the landlord. We didn't do it. And it's, you know, we're slowly hoping to get it improved, and we did secure it so that the teenagers can't get in it, but that's the kind of stuff we're looking at. Questions, thoughts? No? Okay. That's it, sir.
Yeah.
Nothing really other than trick or treat as always is on Halloween night, 6 to 8. It's a Friday night this year, so that means it's gonna be a little bit more of a party night. So we're asking everybody to keep a little bit closer eye on their kiddos because there could be a little bit more people about. And the Halloween parade is the 25th at 11 a.m. on Washington Road. So kiddos can wear their costumes and trick or treat on Washington Road. So that's it for your community events coming up.
Thank you.
Although the library this Friday has a panel on banned books, which I think should be very good if anybody's interested. I think it's at 7:30. Check the library website. Don't rely on Ann's brain. But it's a panel of 3 people talking about books, the whole movement to try to ban books.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Police engagement.
Sorry for being the. Nothing new to report, just to continue some of our conversation past months around ICE policy and our policies here in the municipality. Raised some questions about policy 414. There are a couple spaces where there is room for interpretation and discretion. And I believe the commissioners have had some more significant conversation with the police chief and the municipal manager. And you can comment on that or.
I will
not.
comment on it, but I have to comment secondhand because I don't miss very many meetings, but we had a report done for MRTSA and MRTSA was chomping at the bit to know what was in it. So I got volunteered to go and report it. And so what do? I missed the meeting on it was actually an executive session on ICE and what our policy was, et cetera. We also don't record those, so I couldn't go back and look at it. I did go back and look at the discussion session and the commission session, but I can't pull that up. So my understanding is that commission has decided to take the position of standing behind the policy that we have and that we will not be discussing it publicly in a public realm or putting anything out about it publicly because we are concerned about retaliatory measures from ICE and others if we speak out too much. So there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes between the school district, the police, and the municipality to talk about what if situations, but none of it is out in public because of fascist government. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. The government and the way they're acting.
So, if the municipality were to enter an additional agreement with ICE, that would go before the commission in a public meeting.
Oh, yes, and we're not,
And that's not.
Oh, no.
mentioned.
no.
So it's the current policy.
The current policy is hands off. We're not doing anything with them other than, and I've said this one before, where if ICE came in and had a raid, the police are available to make sure traffic gets around safely and to think about the perimeter and citizens jumping in or trying to do things and getting themselves in trouble. So peacekeeping be a better word for it. How's that? Peacekeeping. But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about because I saw a reference to that in something online. And of course, I can't remember where it was because there's so much of it. And there's no intention of entering into anything like that. None.
Great. Margaret.
Yeah, there's really nothing going on right now with mediations. It's kind of surprising. So there's not a single issue before me at all. So everybody's getting good at resolving things on their own.
Only amongst neighbors.
Oh, among neighbors, yeah, that's right.
Maybe our nation needs to learn something
No
from.
kidding, right?
From neighbors in Bell Lebanon.
Come on.
Kevin's got his training coming.
Yeah, I think it's October, November, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be nice. Good.
Yeah, because we're leaving next month.
I know.
There's a massive writing campaign.
Okay, DEI, I believe. Did you go to the event at the library, Emily?
I did, and Kevin actually sent me an email because he knew he wouldn't be here. He wanted to make sure that we shared the comments, so we had a comment board. He estimates there were 50 to 75 people. 75 seems generous, but there were a lot of people there. He also notes that they were mostly older folks and likely not from Hispanic community. Not a lot of people engaged with us, but we did get these 8 comments written on our board. Put a large Alejandro, stop it. Alejandro was there. He's from the Hispanic community. Put a large entrance sign up, i.e. like an arch over the street when you come to Mount Lebanon, like they do in other towns.
Okay.
More events like this, though it was a library event, host some ethnic food events. Tener eventos culturales, Google Translation, have cultural events. Alejandro, I will throw away your toys. Themed food, music events, create weekly cultural meetups, and encuentros semanales, which I think my husband wrote, which means weekly meetings, and support cultural events like Cinco de Mayo. Those are the things that we had written on the board that we had.
I know, it's cute. Not you, Emily, you are cute.
You are
but the
cute.
baby is- We wouldn't say that to you, but the baby.
Any other comments from that event or vibes from that event worth?
No, I mean, that event was, it was what it was. If you know Hugo Cruz, he's like a jazz musician that's at most jazz festivals in Pittsburgh, so he performed.
Residence Academy, I think I already said, what that Anna has now planned, and we should be ready for signups. And then, Community Service Award, I'm sort of thinking that January is when we need to be thinking about that.
It'll be in the December magazine, so yeah, so I will turn them over. Part of the commission's budgets, conversations will be the, every other year volunteer dinner, and that's when you honor them. So it's usually a little tighter deadline for the committee to choose because we have to give that person enough notice that they can come to that, dinner, which is usually Aprilish. So, yeah.
So next month is the month for you to say if you want to be on the Community Service Award Committee. Okay?
That's a good committee too.
Yeah, I mean, you-
Fun.
Somebody gets to make a really fun phone call.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Stacy has
That's like
signed
the
up
best
for that
thing.
committee. So if anyone,
Yeah.
so let me know tonight or by that next meeting if you want to be on that committee, so.
And also if you can encourage people within your circles to nominate people too.
Yeah.
We get a lot of really good ones, but again, we're trying to reach that underrepresented population that may not know about the award, so.
What will be the deadline? Do you remember what, in the December for to get them in by?
I feel like it's the
sometime in
very
January?
first week of February. I
Okay,
think.
so the whole month of January they'll have to. Okay, wonderful.
All right, I'm okay, Kelsey.
Yeah, so we have in my hand a permit. Thank you to Todd for connecting me to Dr. Freeze, the superintendent of the schools, who said, yes, absolutely, have your event here, which is
Great.
really, really cool.
Right.
So we will be in the Fine Arts Theater and lobby area. So if you were at last year's event here, just think of it just the same setup, just bigger. We'll be able to not be so crammed in. People can sit in the Fine Arts Theater as a kickoff.
Easier parking.
Much easier parking.
Right. Yeah.
And then we'll have, I think the students call it the pit, am I saying? Like where like all the tables are outside of the Fine Arts lobby? I don't know. Do you know what I'm? Yep, made that up. Okay, great. Yep, made that up. Erase that from your memory. There's like all the tables, chairs, and like the two-step sunken in area outside the Fine Arts lobby.
Oh. Yeah, I kind of.
I think you're talking about outside the auditorium. Are you talking about center court there?
Yes.
Yes.
The fine arts is.
It's pretty far. from Fine Arts Theater.
Well, then I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Regardless, we will.
Yeah, there's an auditorium and a Fine Arts Theater.
On ours is
We have the
little
main
one,
auditorium.
We have the Fine Arts Theater.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
the
far
little one
end.
on the end, yeah,
Yeah.
next to the parking lot.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And aren't there tables and chairs outside of that?
There can't be, there are not, it's not a ton of room. But
It's just like a little like concrete, like open area.
stoop kind of, between.
It's not huge. You might
I
need
wanna
a
go
tour.
to- Yeah.
Maybe, yes.
Logistical. tour.
Regardless, I told them, sorry, I told them what we want to do. We want to host some events there as well, like Valentine's Day making crafts and whatnot, and they were totally on board with that. So that's huge. So, and I think it'll be really nice, especially that we have more lead time this year, and Eleanor during our committee meeting yesterday, you know, last year, I think we engaged Ms. Slojic in like the first week of January, so I'm hopeful with much more lead time, that students can get involved in a different way. And I've sent out initial emails to the nonprofits that we worked with last year, sort of like we want them to be in the fold immediately. And as a committee, we sort of decided we're just gonna divide and conquer cold calls, cold emails to other nonprofits. So
Shem's on that list, I imagine.
they were a partner last
Yeah.
year. Yes, so. Yeah, so any nonprofits, we're sort of thinking like within a 15-minute drive, if it would be a place that would want people to go there. Or anyone that could have a project that we could pick up and do here. Send them my way. The goal in the next 4 to 6 weeks is to get nonprofits committed and on board. And then the blurb comes out in the December magazine. So then at that point, we'll switch to getting residents to sign up and come. But the goal hopefully being that we have a fair amount of nonprofits committed. So as people sign up, they can indicate, I'd be willing to drive, I'd be willing to go here, I'd be willing to do like a painting project, or I want to do like filing, sort of giving people some more autonomy versus Theodore and I shouting at people when they walked in the door last year as to what their project would be. So living and learning from last year, more leave time. And I've been writing everything up that I'm doing in our shared drive. So that we don't have to reinvent the wheel in terms of like, in September, send this to Laura, now
Excellent.
the school district contacts, et cetera. And the school district's not charging us, so.
Good.
Yes, so we gotta get those projects. Even things outside of the box, like I know sometimes people will be too late for this, but like send your Halloween candy to troops overseas, or like things that aren't necessarily local, but that is a project that we can easily do at the high school.
Mhm.
So. Keep the wheels a turning.
Yeah. Okay.
So we should all plan to be there,
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. Monday,
even if
January,
you're no longer on the committee.
Monday,
Plan to be there.
Monday, January 19th,
A gentle push.
Yeah.
9 to noon. Yes, if you can be there, and we would love to have you give remarks.
And your 12 donuts.
And your donuts.
And my donuts. A dozen donuts. Yes, this time we will put it in writing. It was stressful.
They were super fresh.
They were super fresh, weren't they? By golly, they melted in your mouth.
Thanks for your work on that.
Yeah.
It's
I'm excited.
great. Okay, any more business, old or new? Okay. So, when we have up to two vacancies, the
Yes.
process is that the
That the
commission.
commission, well, the process is that we already have on file people who have applied to be on boards who are interested in it. So we look at, and we hold them for 2 years, I think it is. So we look at those, and we also oftentimes will go out and advertise again, saying, we're gonna have a couple vacancies. If you're interested, submit your resume. And then commission looks at the resumes, makes a decision, and tells you who they're putting on your board.
And so if we have people we want to recommend that it's.
Yeah, I
live,
mean,
they
you
could
can
go
always,
apply.
yeah, they can ask them to apply, and you can always tell me if you think you're, if Kelsey were resigning, for example, which she's not allowed to. We really need somebody who likes organizing this kind of thing, and I'll look for it. Yeah, you can always ask for that kind
So
of
it's
thing.
mountlebanon.org/boards.
Yeah,
And then off to the right, there's a thing that says apply for boards, and there's a little
You
thing
can
that,
apply at any time.
You apply at any
regardless.
time.
yeah, you can
Right.
apply now.
but
Yeah.
in order for the commission to take it up as a conversation, I just need it in writing and whatever your effective date is. gonna
Right.
be. So it can be an email, it can be,
Yeah.
however you want.
Yeah.
So it's up to you.
Next meeting's the day after election day, so.
Mm,
Are we
You
allowed
can
to
take off.
I was like.
But
The
wait,
no.
votes won't be official yet.
yeah. You aren't officially off the committee until you take office, Tim.
Yeah, there's no rule on our end, it's just your.
Yeah,
choice.
we usually say once you take office, so
Okay.
January 1, not really, or not even January 1 for you.
January 5th.
Yeah,
Okay.
Up to you.
Although I take office December 1st.
But I don't think it's a conflict for you, it's more of a
conflict
conflict
for Margaret than it is for you.
Surprise yourself.
Look how tired Margaret looks. Like, if I could, I would advise myself not to do this.
That's funny.
Okay, so if we all want to encourage and invite people to apply, they can do it
Mhm.
right now, and that's a good way to help them get involved. So,
And it would be very nice to always have voices that aren't necessarily always represented. If you know of such people, they're welcome. Goodbye.
all right, that was fast.
No.
5 minutes, so. Okay, I adjourn this meeting.
Jeez.
You on the other side of the left.
Yeah. Wow.